Hi, my name is Alyssa and I draw cartoons and cartoony things. This week I'm continuing my series of sketching all the Animal Crossing villagers from all the games, not just New Leaf, in alphabetical order, and this week is the B name villagers. There are quite a few villagers whose names start with B, more so than almost any other letter in the alphabet. Not sure why that is, but we got a lot to get through, even though I have used this footage before in a previous Animal Crossing video, but only people who have been subscribed to me for a little while will know that secret, so shh. So I am adding my commentary this time, so it is hopefully something a little new for people who have been subscribed for a little while, so thank you for checking out again. By the time this video is posted on Sunday morning, I will have chosen a winner for my Bob tote bag giveaway, so if you guys didn't enter, don't worry, I will be putting up 2 more bags for giveaways, an Isabelle bag and a Bo tote bag, so be sure to subscribe and make sure you keep your bell on so that you're notified when new videos go up, so when I give away new stuff, you'll be in the loop. Thanks to those of you who did enter the giveaway, because one of the ways to enter the giveaway was to give me some feedback on my channel, and you guys were telling me you like art videos and you like Animal Crossing videos and you want to see my process for speed paints and stuff, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue uploading speed paint videos and Animal Crossing videos for many weeks to come, though I still do want to do a mascot video for Halloween time, so I will be working on that as well, even though nobody asked for it, but I want to do it. So with that intro out of the way, let's get right to the sketches. There are a lot of villagers whose names start with B, so I won't say a lot about each specific villager because there is a lot of them. I think it's like 45 or something, but I will make comments on some as I go, and my thought process behind sketching some of these as I go. But other than that, I'm going to be talking about some of my, like, not pet peeves, but like things I find funny about like the New Horizons hype, because Nintendo has been feeding us so little that, like, okay, so here's my thing. There's a bunch of like Animal Crossing channels. I follow a couple of them for like news updates, and they will do like 20 videos like freeze framing the like 5 minutes of trailer footage we do have and being like, see, we can fish with bait, we can see individual snowflakes, or, you know, whatever. They'll like freeze frame and circle something and they'll turn that into a 10-minute long video or whatever. And it's very like, you know, keep up the hustle, like keep making your YouTube videos, but like we're really stretched for content, aren't we? like there's so many videos that are just like nitpicking the tiniest little details. Anyway, I wanted to mention Berold. He was one of the more challenging villagers to sketch because he is one of the more unfortunate looking villagers, and all the villagers that are unfortunate looking, I try to turn them into like cute villagers because somebody out there somewhere loves Berold. I don't know who, but somebody loves that guy and I want to make sure he looks just as cute and cuddly as all the rest of the villagers in this style. Beardo was another fun one. I actually think he's kind of cute. Like, his little mustache is very funny. And what was funny is there was a couple people waiting for Beardo. Like, when I posted Beardo, there was somebody on Instagram that was like, yes, finally! Like, they were waiting on the alphabet for Beardo to appear, and they saw whoever come before Beardo. I forget the name already, but they saw somebody else come before Beardo, and then they're like, yes, there he is, finally! Like, they were like, Beardo, question mark, and then one before Beardo, and then when Beardo showed up, they were like, oh my god, Beardo, finally! So it was cute to see, and then there was a couple comments on Reddit that they were excited for Beardo too, so he's more popular than I thought. Bo, I wanted to give a little extra TLC to because I love Bo. I think he's really cute. I think he's one of the cuter, like, fan favorites. Like, him and Marshall are my favorite, like, fan favorites, if that makes sense. The ones that are like the dreamies that people will like trade for, or like will pay bells for or whatever. Like Marshall and Bo are definitely my favorite of the like more popular villagers. I have drawn Bo before. There's like a speed paint of him with Fauna. I want to redo that in this style because the style I drew the old picture in isn't as cute anymore. I would like to do more scenes with backgrounds with Animal Crossing villagers. Maybe not anytime soon because I don't want to get burned out on drawing nothing but Animal Crossing, but maybe next year after New Horizons comes out, I'll be inspired to draw some specific scenes with villagers in this style because I think it looks a lot better than the style I drew that in, but I will link that in the card. I'll put it at the top of the video anyway. Belle, I love her. I love the cows. I just think they're like chunky snouts, and the way that they're designed in the game are just really sweet. Benedict, I think, is a great name for a chicken. Normally I'm not a fan of like, you know, food names, like naming a pig Bacon or whatever. Like, I think it's stupid, but I think Benedict is like just a fun name anyway, and it makes him seem a little more like stuffy, or like, I don't know, it adds a little personality to him, I think. Benjamin's an interesting looking villager. There's so many villagers when I was drawing these that I had never heard of, and you think you've seen all the Animal Crossing villagers when you've been playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube days like I have been. Well, you think you've seen them all. You think you know who all the Animal Crossing villagers are, but there's at least 200 villagers out of these 450 something that I've been working on, and as I go, I'm like, I have never seen this villager in my life. What is this? Because some of them are beta test villagers, some of them were only in the Animal Forest E Plus or whatever the N64 Japanese version of Animal Crossing was. So there's some that I have never seen, and then there's some that have just never lived in any of my villages in any of the games, and I'm like, wait, this was in City Folk? Where did this guy come from? And Benjamin is definitely one of the more interesting, like, ones that I'd never seen before. Bettina I'd also never seen before, and I thought I knew all the mice. I swear I've had like every mouse and cat in the game in my town, but there's some mice and some cats that I've seen that I've just never heard of in my life. So Betty, of all the chickens I've drawn so far, is definitely like my favorite because I think her colors turned out the best. Now I'm not posting the color versions of these in these sketch videos because, for starters, I want to get these sketch videos out much faster than the final art, which will take me another year or so to post all of that. But also because I think it's just fun to see the sketch process, whereas the coloring process is very repetitive. If you've seen the video I posted before, I want to do an updated process video because it's a little bit different, but more or less I just take these rough colored sketches into Adobe Animate, I trace over them and create just the simple shapes, I bring the flat simple shapes into Procreate, and then I basically just add shading and highlights, and it's the same kind of process for every single image, where I feel like all the creativity and like designing the character comes in at the sketch phase, so I think it's just a more interesting video as well. As of today, I've posted up to Coco in the alphabet. I'm recording a bunch of these videos in a row, so I've posted up to Coco on my Instagram, and of the chickens I've done so far, I really like Betty's colors the most. She came out really cute and sweet with the pinks and purples and stuff like that, so I was very happy with her. Big Top's a really cute elephant. Like, I think I mentioned in the A video that I wanted to do more, like, elephants that are bigger in scale, like they take up more of the box. My problem comes when I make those, like, 3x3 grids that I post every week to Reddit and Tumblr and Facebook to share, like, the villagers I've drawn that week. I can't have them busting out of the box too much because then they'll run into the other villagers in the grid. It'll mess up the whole system I have, so I can't make the elephants too big, but I think it would be fun to do one maybe, like, sitting in the box. And in my mind, I'm like, I should have them all standing so it's consistent, but maybe I should vary up the poses. Like, let me know what you guys think if you'd like to see some that are, like, sitting or laying down or doing something else. They're all standing or jumping so far, so I think it might be weird to switch up the series, like, a third of the way into the alphabet and all of a sudden they're sitting and laying down and stuff, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Here's Biscuit, and he's another fan favorite who I also find adorable. Oh, Stitches! I forgot about Stitches as, like, the fan favorite that I love too. Like, Stitches is adorable. Here we have Biddy looking as snooty as ever. I have to come up with some variety for the snooty poses, but I just love this, like, Mean Girls, like, back turned, like, I'm better than you kind of pose. I think it's so great for the snooty villagers. Now, Blair, I don't know what it is with the squirrel villagers. There's so many, like, squirrel villagers that are just, like, their names got changed or they were completely altered or whatever from beta or whatever, because I got a comment on my latest Reddit submission. Somebody was like, did you skip my favorite villager, Callie? And I was like, no, I just made her Sally in my alphabetical list because her name got changed to Sally, but then there was another Sally who got her name changed. And, like, for example, here's it says Chestnut on the thumbnail, but, like, her name, the fans know her as Blazel because I guess she was, like, a test villager that actually didn't, like, make it into the game. And then Bliss is just another squirrel with a flower on her that only was on, like, the island in one of the games or something like that. I don't know. I've never had these characters in my game, so apologies if I get the details wrong, but there's, like, a thing with Sally was a different name. Sally was Callie, and then Chestnut and Blazel are the same, and then Bliss and another villager are the same. So, like, I don't know what it is with the squirrels, but they get their names all squirrely, and I can't keep it straight. Bob, gosh, I keep forgetting about these fan favorites that I love too. Who doesn't love Bob? Like, he's just the cutest. He's great. His facial expressions are amazing. He's got a great color scheme. He's just, like, I would argue he's one of the icons of the game, up there with, like, Tom Nook or Isabelle or whatever. Like, as far as villagers go, if you had to pick one to be a mascot to represent Animal Crossing villagers, I feel like Bob's definitely got to be in, like, the top 5, top 3 villagers that you would use to represent, like, here's what an Animal Crossing villager is. Bon Bon's another one I had never heard of, and I made her super cutesy because I wasn't sure what to do with, like, her color scheme's a little unfortunate, I think. I think that, like, the blonde hair doesn't work with, like, the dusty gray body, and I am working with the default outfits that these villagers have just to save my sanity and not have to, like, oh, what's a shirt that's in the game that also matches their color scheme, because that's just way too much work. So I'm using what's in their Wikipedia entry. I'm using a fan wiki for all these screenshots that I use. But, like, some of these I kind of want to change the color scheme totally on the outfit and just be like, okay, you're wearing pink now because it would just make you look way better. But I'm trying to stay within, like, what kind of outfit they'd be wearing if they moved into your town, because it's how a lot of people remember them. Like, not everybody changes the outfits and not all the villagers will take on the outfits that you put in the store. So I thought sticking to their default outfits would be a good idea. But some of these outfits with the color combos are a little tragic, like Bon Bon. Boots is another like animal product for an animal name, because, you know, like alligator skin boots or crocodile skin boots or whatever. But I think it's a cute name in general. Like, I didn't even connect in my head that it was like a alligator skin joke for a little while, and I just thought, oh, Boots. Because like my favorite idea for like a cat name, like I never got to name a cat this, but if I got another cat, I would name it Sneakers. I just think it's so cute. Sneakers and Boots are great little names for animals. Now, Bow and Mao, I had also never heard of, but I think it's cute that they had like a matching space cat and space dog. Like, I think that's adorable. I can't wait to get to Mao in the alphabet, because then I can do like a matching little pair of them. And I might do a special print of them on like a background that has stars or something. Just because they're a matching set, I think that would be a good pair to do like a matching print set of. The gorillas I have more fun drawing than I realize every time. Like, there's some of the more like awkward looking animal designs in the game, I feel, but I feel like they're really interesting to draw. I love gorilla arms, like how they're all like chunky at the forearm and then they taper towards the elbow. I just think that's a really interesting shape that you don't really get to do a lot with arms in cartoons, because a lot of animals and people are not really built that way. So the gorillas are always really fun to draw, actually. Like, I always look at the thumbnail and I'm like, he's not really a cute villager, and then I have a good time drawing them every time, so they're a pleasant surprise. Now Bruce, I know he's a deer villager, but he's got like, I drew him with a little beard because I just imagined him as like a little gruff billy goat or whatever. I think it suited the cranky personality more than like a cranky deer, but it could just be a deer with like a beard or something, I don't know, but I thought he was cute. Bubbles, I think this one turned out like, he's probably, I was going to put him in the thumbnail because I liked him the best out of all the bee villagers, but I thought it would be a crime if I didn't have Bob in a thumbnail, so I used Bob for the thumbnail. But I like how the final full color artwork of Bubbles turned out so much. The pink with the yellow is just like the cutest color combination ever. I'm really happy with how he came out. Buck is another horse, and the horses, like I've been saying, I had a little trouble with, but I like the pose I came up with for Buck. Bud, I love how Bud turned out, because like the lions, their head shape is a little unfortunate to me. Like the proportion of their how tiny their eyes are to how long the faces are, it just doesn't do it for me. Like character design wise, I don't go like, oh, he's so cute. So I exaggerated it the way that I would, and I found my design of Bud to be super cute at the end, so I was happy with him. Oh, the legs for Bunny go through a couple of those sketches where my boyfriend giving his input, because I'm like, I'm not sure what to do with these legs. And he drew good, realistic rabbit legs on, like, a rabbit standing on its hind legs, but then they were a little too long, and it looked kind of like Patrick with the long legs in the SpongeBob movie to me, which made me laugh. So then I just made them super stubby and, like, chubby and fat. It's funny, like, with the legs, I go between doing, like, the super stumpy, like, Animal Crossing legs with the little paws on them, and then going between, like, semi-realistic or anthropause or whatever. I kind of flip between whatever fits the character the best. I'm not really, like, married to one style of leg over the other. It's just if it suits the villager, it suits the villager. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I just kind of work with it that way. We're getting towards the end of the bees, finally. Oh, here we are at the end. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's a lot of bee name villagers. I don't know why. I think it's like B, P, R, and S, I believe, have the most of all the letters of the alphabet. I'm not sure why, but B contains some very adorable villagers, so I was very happy to finally draw Bob and Biscuit and like get some of the fan favorites done and put out there to the world, which was great. Yeah, here I'm slapping on the colors really roughly, as I do at the end of every video. I just very quickly put on the colors that match their limited color palettes, and I do extend the color palette a little bit sometimes when it calls for it. But other than that, this is pretty much a wrap on the bee name villagers. So that's it for the B name villagers. Be sure to check out the other speed paints on my channel and the A name speed paint if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future speed paints as I finish this alphabetical Animal Crossing series and other speed paints and videos about cartoons and cartoony things on this channel, since I post new videos every week. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to see the progress of the final full color artwork of all of these Animal Crossing villagers A to Z. I post 3 times a week on Instagram, so that's the best place to follow if you want to stay up to date. Thank you guys again for watching, and have a fantastic day. You like my new glasses? I do, except I can only wear them in videos because the bottom of the lens is like warped because they're really cheaply made, and when I stand up and walk around and wear these and look at things around the room, I immediately get dizzy, so that's fun. So these are strictly YouTube video glasses now, I guess.